Welcome back to Parking Lot Takes. I'm Brandon. That's Christian.
And the wait to hit 1 million views might be over, but we're just getting started.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah, we did 1 million views on TikTok. We did 2 million views on Instagram. We just broke 1 million views on our YouTube Shorts. I don't know what the frick's going on with Snapchat, but we were popping off on Snapchat as well. Just some other random videos that started doing well.
Yeah, we had one video that just popped off on every platform except Snapchat.
And I've tried multiple times. I've tried different times, and I guess no one who likes Star Wars is on Snapchat.
Yeah, I guess not.
Everyone on Snapchat hates Star Wars, apparently.
It's been really cool to see, though, I will say. Just to see it get traction and a lot of comments, a lot of new people following, subscribing, which is awesome to see.
And if this is the first time anybody's watching us, we are young, dude. We started back in February, very casually, and then very much in March decided like, oh, let's freaking go for it. Yeah. So we've been really working hard. March, April, and now this month, and it's cool to see validation like that. 1 million views. We've only been doing it very seriously for 2 months. Very cool.
You know, it's kind of funny is we were talking like in March. We were talking to our friend Matt, and he was like, for 30 days, you just got to push it out, pump it out. And we didn't necessarily like pump out like a lot, but we did a lot. And we've kind of just kept the pace.
Yeah, we just keep doing it.
We haven't really changed we didn't slow down per se. Yeah. So we have been kind of grinding a lot really since we started, which is cool. And so it's cool to see those videos kind of pop off, just to see some of the hard work, people recognizing the conversation, liking what we're saying, maybe not, but just like opening the conversation is really fun. So
yes,
because we're getting a lot more people joining across all platforms, which is really cool. Starting to build an audience, still build a community. We're trying to get people in Discord, but yeah, it's really cool to see. It's been very, very exciting to see.
It's different. I mean, we've had a few videos do like, I guess in the first like 3 weeks of trying to really do it, we had a video do like 100, 200,000 views.
It was like over 100. We were like, wow, this is crazy.
Wow, it's crazy. We got 30 new followers.
Yeah.
And then like I posted the clip that did 1 million, and I woke up with like 500 new followers. Yes. It is different for sure when they're like that strong. Yeah. Still awesome to see. I don't know if you've been looking, but pretty much every day we've thrown a post up. One of the clips of that day breaks 10K.
Yeah, pretty consistently now, which is really cool. Yeah.
Super awesome to see and super exciting. We've got some fun stuff coming down the pipeline. We really want to build a community. And that's what something we both really want to accomplish and do, and interact with our community and just enjoy movies and nerdy stuff together. So if you're interested in something like that, we do have a Discord. And we will say the Discord, as of probably the rest of this week, and if not until next week, you're you got lucky. The Discord is free.
Free currently. But it will not be forever.
It will not be, probably in the next week, it will not be free. Yeah. So, if you want to join the Discord for free and be a part of that community, please jump in. Yeah,
jump in. Now's your chance. We'd love to have you.
We usually are good about seeing a movie and then throwing up some general thoughts right away, or of a TV show, and we enjoy chatting with people there
and see what you guys think. Try to like.
A lot of people try and direct message us. Yeah, and so I usually just point them to the Discord. Yeah.
Because it's going to be the easiest way for us to have an ongoing conversation. And it brings other people into it too, which is really cool. Yeah. But that'll be temporarily because we want to start building out some ways for those of you who have subscribed and really like our stuff to add in some incentives and add some different things in there to really make your experience feel worth it. Sure. And so we're changing some things with Discord. We'll be implementing some other stuff here soon. We'll tell you more about that. But now's your chance to get in the Discord free. Hop in. We'd love to have you, but not for long.
Yeah. But we do want to say just a huge, sincere thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. It means the world to us to talk about doing something like this for a year and a half, and then to decide to do it one day.
And we're doing it.
We are doing it.
We're having fun with it. It's cool to have the conversations. We're genuinely meeting some really cool people, like just through social media and the space. We're getting people consistently commenting on our videos. Like, you're building relationships, which is so cool to see. Yeah. So yeah, like, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much if you've been following and joining us kind of along the journey so far. We're excited for what's coming down the pipeline. We're going to be doing some cool stuff. So,
and for all the people who comment podcasting equipment should be harder to get, you're absolutely right. It's way too easy to do something like this.
It really is. Yeah.
But I do feel the same way about the comment section.
What do you mean?
Like, just for those people who say podcasting equipment too, I'm like, so is the comment section. Okay.
True. Absolutely.
Just as like how, like, I actually have to go through a lot of hoops and hard work to produce our opinion, and you can just type it
very easily. Yeah.
Cool, brother. Like, negative comments affect me, so if you want to destroy my soul, I am not where I just cannot look at it yet. But we're getting there. Yeah. We're getting there.
Yeah, we are getting there. And we're getting enough, I think, to cool people just being positive that I see a lot of it. I'm like, that's really cool.
Yeah, I love seeing some reoccurring faces pop up in the comment section. It's really fun.
Yeah.
To lay out our episode a little bit.
Yes. Last of Us.
Take it away.
We are going to talk about the newest episode of The Last of Us. We're going to talk a little bit about... What else are we going to talk about? I know we're talking about The Last of Us. What's the other thing we're going to talk about?
Pride and Prejudice. And some new news. You had some
new news.
Stuff.
Yes, we got some new... Yes, that's right. We do have... There's a couple things that I think are interesting to talk about. Yeah, let's talk about Pride and Prejudice.
Okay.
So, I was flipping upon my letterbox the other day, and I saw your name pop up, and you reviewed Pride and Prejudice and didn't tell me.
I did.
I did not read it.
Cool.
So I have no idea what you thought.
Yeah.
But I absolutely glazed all over this movie a couple episodes ago.
That's disgusting.
I'm so sorry. And so now I'm curious to see what you think about Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, so you said it's like perfect. Yeah.
Are you going to destroy me?
No. Just let me talk.
I think...
Stop trying to guess and just let me speak.
I think it's perfect. I can't find a way to make it better.
Yeah. Like dog poop. How are you going to make dog poop better? I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just joking. You know, and this is such a side tangent, but people who love In-N-Out, I'm like, it tastes so bland. They're like, yeah, but it's fresh. I'm like, if I went and scooped a fresh dog turd out of the yard versus a 2-day-old one, is it
better?
Do you really think it tastes like?
But it's fresh.
Would you be happier to eat it? Yeah. Like that's. Anyway.
Are you saying this is a 2-day-old?
No. Let me talk. Let me speak. I watched the movie.
Okay.
I watched it. It's on Netflix.
You didn't watch Princess Bride, right?
Yeah, that's another thing. I totally, for context, your lovely fiance.
Yeah.
You told me that was her favorite movie, Pride and Prejudice, and I
watched Princess
for some reason thought it was Princess Bride, and I watched Princess Bride. Fantastic, by the way.
Great, yeah.
Very fun, and I was very impressed with Audrey, and I was like, good on Audrey. Her favorite movie's not Interstellar. Awesome.
That's funny.
And
I told her about that.
What'd she think?
She was not, before I could say, like, when I said the part where I was like, Christian was like, I was like, dude, I'm so proud of her. And she was like, oh, because it's like Princess Bride. He was like, oh, good for you for like sticking to it. I was like, that's exactly what he said. She's like, that's hilarious. And then I was like, and then he actually realized it. She thought it was so funny.
It's a great scene.
Yeah.
Anyway, also Despero from Psych. Did you watch Psych?
Oh, I love Psych. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
The art thief?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Princess Bride, such a good movie.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Pride and Prejudice. Here we go. It's very well acted. It's written very well. It's a very good period piece. It does a very good job with its set and set design. It feels very good. I love the dad. He's great.
Donald Sutherland's
incredible. Mr. Darcy's awesome. I have one huge freaking complaint about this movie.
Oh, no.
This pisses me off so much. That's about the worst prequel I've ever seen in my life.
What do you mean?
It's the worst prequel ever. It makes no sense how this movie connects to the Curse of the Black Pearl. Honestly, it makes zero sense because they changed Mr. Collins' charter to the Commodore. I didn't and I get it. It makes sense for him, but like when we meet the Commodore and Elizabeth meet in
Black Pearl?
No, Dead Man's Chest.
Yeah.
They act like they haven't interacted at all, and they're cousins somehow.
They're not cousins?
Doesn't make any sense. They recast Mr. Darcy as the one guy. I don't remember his name.
Orlando Bloom?
No.
Oh.
The other Imperial officer dude. Or not Imperial, but the other British officer guy.
Yeah. I can't remember his name. Gosh,
is he Commodore? He might be the Commodore. I think he might be the Commodore.
Yeah. Mr. Collins is...
Mr. Collins. Why did I recast him? That makes no sense.
That's wild. That's so wild. I never even thought about that.
There's so much funny. Overlap. It's funny.
There really is. That is hilarious.
It does break my heart that she doesn't end up with Mr. Darcy and she ends up with some scallywag blacksmith.
Yeah.
That's very lame.
Scum, no life.
And they did not think we were going to realize that the prequel actually takes place time period wise after Curse. So that means she left the island.
So much research.
She left the island with Orlando Bloom, which totally breaks the continuity
of it
between the new one. The newest one where we see
William Bootstrap.
But the son.
William.
No, but his son.
Oh, yeah. I don't even remember that one, dude.
I know, but they should still keep making them, right?
No.
Yes, they should.
They need to reboot.
I love... Reboot? What do you mean not reboot?
You think after the last one, we should keep making more?
Yes.
I didn't think it was very good.
Who cares? Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow is the best part of every single one of the movies. So if he just keeps doing it, I honestly just don't care. You say reboot, that means recast.
I don't want that.
Okay. Yeah, I think just keep going.
Just find a new story.
Here, I'm going to give you this. I don't know why every Pirates of the Caribbean movie or every Pirates of the Caribbean movie is such a rehash of the previous one. Like, what's the antagonist of the first one? That's in like an undead army. Oh, okay, cool. The second one is an undead army.
Basically.
The third one, the same undead army.
Undead army.
Stranger Tides, zombies.
Zombies, yeah.
Undead army. And then ghosts. Yeah. Golly, can we just get away from it?
That's very
I actually do have a stellar Pirates of the Caribbean pitch.
Like new movie?
Yeah.
Hit me.
I think it'd be sick to just run into an antagonist pirate ship crew that's called the Lost Boys, captained by Peter Pan. And he's not like magic, but he's just a bunch of teenagers who are pirates. I think that'd be sick.
That would be interesting.
And like there was this legend he could fly because of just like some sort of weird way he
pirate legend, mythology.
Yeah. And so people thought he could fly, and there was this like
they're terrified of him.
He sneaks onto pirate ships and kills the captains, and they like his shadow and stuff like that. It would be like this. He does
legend.
It at night, so
there's something there's something in the sail, and it looks like he's flying, and they're like. So there's like this story that all the pirates tell of the Lost Boys and their captain Peter Pan.
I think it'd be sick. I love Peter Pan. Oh my gosh,
I do like some Peter Pan.
I would love a true to form Peter Pan story, which is terrifying, by the way.
That's a good point. Yeah,
but
we've gotten some mild versions of that.
Yeah, but no, I think that would be a cool way to bring that in and just connect it a little bit to more Disney franchises and stuff, and do Hook and
that would be fun.
And do some other characters, but so
back to Pride
is very good. I agree with you. It's darn near perfect. It's very entertaining. I really enjoyed it. Not tropey at all.
No, and that's kind of surprising. The dialogue feels very period piece.
Yeah.
But it never feels like I'm trying to like overcook that I'm in a period piece. It feels pretty natural. Yeah. Like even the dialogue between Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy is it makes sense to me. And that's one thing that I remember, like, because they hone in on them talking like a handful of times. And I just remember being like, this feels natural. Like it makes sense to me. I don't feel like it's a little over romanticized in ways, but natural enough that it doesn't like feel too theatrical.
Sure.
Like, dude.
It does. Let me speak on that. It feels very
theater,
very natural, very like these are things the character would say. And
at times I think it does feel a bit like a play.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
There's a couple moments in the
maybe
house.
with the mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a couple moments where they're offing dinner, like in the house. The mom feels a little overdone. One of the sisters feels a little I don't want to say overacted, but just very expressive. And I thought, this feels a little theatrical. No, I don't mean that in like a negative way, but it feels like it's very much playing off of that kind of dynamic.
Yeah. There's a great shot during the ball when they like cut everyone out of the room and it's just them.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
It's a good shot. And I love when Darcy paid all that money to help out Elizabeth's sister. And
doesn't it like throw you back and forth with Mr. Darcy?
No.
What do you mean?
I always was like, this guy's totally fine. Well, there's nothing wrong with this guy.
I always felt that, but some of the things that come up where Elizabeth is conflicted, you're like, just when I think it's going to work out,
I see what you're...
It's tossed back.
I see what you're saying. It's just that when they brought those when she finds out that he was the reason that guy didn't propose to her sister, I was like, there's gonna be a explanation here. Right. Now, I did not expect that explanation to be like, I thought that guy was probably bad news or something like that. Mm-hmm. But for the explanation to be, I was like, no, I was just looking at my friend. They do a really good job of like siding with both of them.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was always kind of like, nah, this guy's fine. Like, this guy's cool. Like, they're cooking him a little too much. Like, he seems dope.
Yeah. I love the scene where his friend is super excited, and if you remember where it's a shot of them, just Mr. Darcy and him over the pond, and he's like pretending to be.
Yeah.
I'm like, that just feels so good. Like, that's something that like two guy best friends would do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, that's just so cool. And the moment when it just freaking takes my heart away. When that's not right. That's not a phrase. That's not a phrase.
Stroke much?
When Mr. Darcy introduces Elizabeth to his sister and he smiles for the first time. Do you remember that scene?
Yeah.
Dude, it just warms your heart. It's so special. He's so happy that the woman he loves meets his little sister. It's such a good moment. Ugh. And there's so many moments like that in this movie that are just so good.
I love the moment when Elizabeth got proposed to by Mr. Collins and her dad comes out. And
oh my gosh.
Like, your mom will never see you again if you don't marry him, but I'll never see you again if you do. So great.
It's so good. The dad's so likable.
Yeah.
Oh, I love him. The end, dude, when she's talking to him after, Mr. Darcy, it all works out and she's like, I'm going to marry him. Like, him tearing up.
It's great.
It gets me emotional.
No, it's great, and I will definitely rewatch it. I think it's very good. I see why I get the hype. It's totally properly rated for sure. It's not overrated. It might be slightly underrated, but I feel like I hear about it constantly, so I don't necessarily feel like
that's fair.
It's underrated.
Yeah, it's fair.
But no, it's very good. I would recommend anyone go watch it. I gave it
Mr. Darcy.
9 out of 10. So I thought it was very good.
You give it a what?
9 out of 10.
Couldn't take the 10 out of 10 spot.
No, because it's not my top 10 of all time.
Near perfect. Oh, that's right. That's where we differ on that. Yeah, that's right.
Because it's a terrible prequel.
Because I just hand out 10s, apparently.
It's either a terrible prequel or an awful 3.5 Pirates movie.
Like, where were the pirates?
They just changed characters and they don't explain anything. She's so in love with this Darcy guy, but I know as soon as Legolas shows up, she's just going to be on him and on his longbow.
Oh, that's what you're going to say. Wow. Okay.
What's your L5C? See a maiden destined for me.
I'm glad you watched it. I'm glad you experienced it.
Yeah.
Good on you for agreeing with me, mostly.
Right. New news.
You've been seeing the stuff about the old Thunderbolts marketing.
I did.
I think it's sick.
I love it. Well, especially because we want them to be the Avengers.
Yes, that's right. So we literally said on the last episode, let's just make these guys the Avengers.
And guys, we like Sam. Good night alive.
Yes.
We like Sam. It's just the fact that they've already drawn that line. They're making you pick sides. That's the whole point.
Thunderbolts are too likable.
Yeah. Honestly.
So likable after watching this movie. We love Sam. He's great. I just like the Thunderbolts. Shoot me.
And you know what? I'm going to say this. Thunderbolts gave more service to those characters than any of the projects with Sam.
Yeah, I mean, even his solo movie did not really do him justice.
Because he's not the main focus in any of those movies.
Yeah.
Infinity or Endgame gives him the best moment when he gets the shield. His show is fine.
Yeah,
and I've come around on the show. Yeah. I've come around on the show.
Yeah.
I'm like at a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
He's very good in the show.
Yeah.
But there's people who stand, like Walker stands out a ton as a standout. And, well, no, he's probably right behind Walker because I think Bucky, the character assassination on Bucky in that show is terrible.
Yeah, they do a lot with Bucky that's a little...
Well, just not the continuity of this guy being...
Yeah.
The world's greatest assassin, then he can't take out two teenagers. It's like, but which Bucky's good in the show. Or sorry, Sam is very good in the show.
Yeah.
But Thunderbolts is a very good project. Yeah. And if Sam is going to come against them, like why does he? Like, I need the reasoning and I guess the context, like, why does he need to lead the Avengers? I think there's a very interesting argument here, which is I need to lead the Avengers because that's what Steve did.
Yeah.
Which I think it could be cool.
You know what I also thought about was interesting is in Captain America Brave New World, Thunderbolt Ross is trying to officially implement Captain America as a, like, government Avenger, if you want to call it that. And that's also what Valentina is doing with the new Avengers. So, because I've heard a lot of discourse where they're saying like, oh, one's the government Avengers, the Thunderbolts, and the other are just like their own thing. And I'm like, that's actually interesting because Sam is technically, or they were trying to implement him. Now at the end of it, I guess he didn't though, right?
No, he didn't.
I'm trying to remember.
I'm gonna like. I see what you're saying. It's more of a testament to how bad the writing in Brave New World is because we don't know how anything leaves off. So we don't know if he's still like the White House poster boy or not. Now, like,
exactly.
Yeah, sure, you could assume that, but it's not said. So
no, it's not.
So I would assume that he's not, but it's also not said. So you don't know for sure.
So is that why Sam?
But him applying for the trademark.
Yes.
Is very indicative of this being him.
Yes. Yeah.
But you know what? Sam didn't have the financial resources to freaking to do an Avengers thing.
Dude, would Sam do that? Like, think about his character.
What?
Would Sam be filing for copyright for the Avengers?
I have no idea. I think that's just, I mean, I think it's interesting, but like Sam couldn't save his sister's business
financially.
So he's going to finance the Avengers team. That's how Tony Stark did it.
Yeah.
Now, I guess there's probably other resources, but I know Spider-Man ain't helping.
No, not at all. I mean, there's other ways, but
no, I guess you don't really need to have the financial backing to have a team.
Yeah.
But it is interesting that there is the threat of let's put it like this. The Thunderbolts are just assuming to a needed position that Sam wanted nothing to do with. They're just filling a spot that needed to be filled.
Yeah.
They didn't ask for that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's where they're at. By the post-credit scene, we know there's weird space stuff going on.
Yes.
And you're telling me the best thing Sam's got going on is to file for the Avengers trademark? Get your priorities straight, Captain America. Good night.
That's so true. Shouldn't he be out there?
We got galaxy-threatening stuff going on, and you're like, you know what's so darn important right now?
Let me assemble
I want my name. I want my trademark name.
Because I'm Captain America.
I'm Captain America. Steve said so.
Steve said I should be leading the Avengers.
Get your priorities straight, okay? Someone did say that because we were
lawyers assemble.
I know. That's how She-Hulk comes in, is to get the trademark.
She files the copyright.
That's so sick. So She-Hulk and Matt are like duking it out in the courtroom for the Avengers trademark. So that's so funny. Okay, so She-Hulk, Matt Murdock, who's representing Sam and who's representing the new Avengers / Thunderbolts?
Ooh. I think if Sam's off reservation, it's Matt. If She-Hulk would probably represent Thunderbolts.
Interesting.
What do you think?
I think you are right. Who's the... Oh, no, because Sam would be the little guy here.
That's what I'm saying. So I think Matt would. So Matt and
I think they would both not side with the corporate, like, because the New Avengers is going to be like the corporate.
True.
They both probably wouldn't. But if there needs to be, I agree with you.
It'd probably be that.
But I do think Bruce Banner is going to be on the other side. So that's why I lean towards...
Oh, I see what you're saying. So maybe Matt would come to the aid of Thunderbolts.
Because he's in New York. And we know some of the New Avengers...
Are not.
Like, Kamala Khan is in L.A. Yep. She-Hulk is in L.A.
Where is...
We don't know where Sam is. He's in D.C.
He's in D.C.
Okay, so
Sam's
west.
in D.C.
So out west.
What?
No.
DC's
in Virginia. I'm an idiot. Shoot. Yeah.
Okay, to your point, though, they're scattered enough that they don't feel New York-centric. So I think... Oh, well... Where's She-Hulk at?
Well, you know what? Thunderbolts would totally ask Matt Firma for help.
Absolutely.
Before it was She-Hulk.
I think they would.
So it might be Matt.
Yeah.
Before it's.
Are we manifesting this to happen in the next Avengers
movie? That'd be dope.
It opens with them filing for copyright.
Honestly, if that was She-Hulk season 2, let's go.
She-Hulk season 2 is the battle for the Avengers copyright.
It's Sam making his argument to Bucky. What if they did She-Hulk season 2 and one episode was kind of a gimmicky episode about that? That's funny.
Just one episode. They do their own arc and things like that. But one episode, like the first episode, is like Sam walks into the courtroom and he's filing for copyright.
But I mean, is it just like whoever's got mad?
Yelena shows up to like, yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's so funny. That would be hilarious.
Why does he need to be the event? You know what?
So that's my point.
Captain America had his side team in Infinity War, and they didn't have to be the Avengers.
It also, I don't think it serves Sam's character. Like, why wouldn't he just walk in and talk to Bucky?
Yeah.
They've got a relationship ongoing. They're like good friends. Bucky's on the New Avengers. Why wouldn't he be like, Buck? Like, what?
Why would he be
what are you
upset
doing?
about it?
Yeah. Why would you just walk in and be like, "Can I just join?"
Well, have your own team if you disagree. I don't
yeah.
He
has Danny Ramirez. That's why he's pissed.
The Thunderbolts because of Thunderbolts, like the New Avengers own Valentina, so she's not telling them what to do. So there's no like corporate, like they can do what they want, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Because Valentina did whatever the frick she wanted. So they control her, they can do what they want.
Yeah.
Why does Sam give a rip? Because Captain America, Steve didn't care when they all broke off in Civil War and they were off doing their stuff. Mm-hmm. They weren't the Avengers, or they weren't arguing with Tony about who the Avengers were.
Sam didn't care
Tony continued to be the Avengers.
Yeah.
Why does it matter?
Yeah.
I guess they're just white people with white people opinions.
Oh my goodness. Maybe. I guess so. We love Sam though.
Golly, I was like,
that's so funny.
Yeah, that guy is smart. So
that's insane. Love those comments. That's what we live for.
Yeah, I love it. I would love that when I search that movie from now on, New Avengers is what pulled it up.
I would too, yeah. That would be kind of cool. I love this stuff with like, have you seen the stuff with like Sebastian Stan like putting up the new posters in LA? Yeah, I think that's so fun. I think it's genuinely some genius marketing. Have you seen the stuff about Instagram? Mm-mm. So on the Avengers official Instagram, it now has a copyright symbol in front of it.
That's so dope.
Isn't that cool?
Okay.
That's genius
Marvel
marketing.
just became an event again with this stuff.
Absolutely.
Marvel just entered into being an event with all this copyright Thunderbolts marketing. So yeah, we're back. We're back. And the Thunderbolts are the Avengers now. Okay? Like it feels MCU authentic, bro.
Yeah. It's the hype, it's the excitement that we remember in these first phases. Going into a project being an event. It feels like an event. When you watch it, you're hyped, you're excited. Everything around it that Marvel's doing feels fun, it's exciting, you're enjoying it. So all this new marketing stuff with the new Avengers and the copyright, it's all just more fun to be talking about around the movie release. Yeah. And I love it. It feels good.
Someone in our comments said that the post-credit scene is a scene from Doomsday. That's why it's a big thought. And he said that's why it's a big deal. And I didn't know that, and I haven't seen anyone say that other than him. But if that's true, that is cool.
That might be like one of the opening scenes.
That makes the post-credit scene a lot cooler.
Yeah,
but they didn't say that.
No.
So it's tough. But he might be right.
Said if Marvel officially said the post-credit scene, this is one of the opening shots of Avengers Doomsday, I'd be like, oh shoot, that's cool.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, that's a good take. I didn't even know, or I wouldn't even think about that.
Yeah. What do you think about people who say like they can't be the Avengers because they're not strong enough?
The Thunderbolts?
Yeah.
I think in Sentry's current state, yeah. But if he gets up,
you don't. People are assuming all that scene said was, "I'm not going to become the Sentry to fly into space when we can take a ship." That's not the same as like I don't have access to my powers.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I guess it was. The impression I was getting was like there was something with his powers,
right? Which is you don't get Sentry without the Void. Do you really want me to risk bringing the Void out to fly?
Yeah.
No, let's just take the ship. But if crap hit the fan, I still think he could Sentry it up.
Yeah.
That's how I took it. And so people are, so
there will probably be a scene or something where they acknowledge him learning to control it and suppress the Void and still use his powers.
I just don't think he wants to battle the Void for his psyche. So he doesn't, he blocks it out and uses it sparingly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
That's a cool way to nerf him.
And it's going to make it really fun when he does let go and goes just crazy on, I don't know, Doctor Doom or whatever villains he is in Avengers Doomsday. So that's going to make that hit a lot harder. If like they play up the trope of him being like, then be like, dude, Sentry, we need you, man. You got to get out there. And he's like, I don't know.
He's like their
I'm
Hulk.
not going to do it. Yes, he's like kind of like their Hulk. And then when he pops off, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
If they do it right. Sometimes the Hulk was a little tropey and I wasn't like the biggest fan of it, but yeah, I guess that's a good point because I was thinking in my head there was something wrong. But yeah, if he just uses it sparingly.
He said was like you don't get Sentry without the Void. Yeah. Or without the other guy or whatever he was implying. In my head, all that means is like I'm not going to subject myself to that when we could just take the quint or the ship up. Yeah. So that to me isn't a big deal. And people so he's not like down for the count or anything like that. I think he's very much capable. He just doesn't walk around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think this marketing stuff is so fun though. I love when I go into the AMC app, it still says Thunderbolts, but the poster says New Avengers. I'm like, that's so cool. Like honestly, like props to Disney, props to Marvel for that marketing because it's so good. I think it's awesome. And it also, I think, is a way to just build hype, get people into the theaters because the Avengers is such a recognizable name more than Thunderbolts. Because I was telling you last time, I don't know if we said about it on the podcast, but remember off camera, we were going back and forth on I was saying why I think Disney did all this marketing because I said Thunderbolts wasn't as recognizable of a name.
Yeah.
I feel like this is just another cool way for them to say New Avengers. Just to build hype.
Okay, so do you now think that Disney and Marvel have more faith in Thunderbolts than Fantastic Four? Because they have put way more into Thunderbolts than they have for Fantastic Four.
No, I'll be honest with you.
Even at this point?
I'll be honest with you. This kind of just kind of validated what I've been feeling. I was watching a couple things this week talking about Fantastic Four, coming out of Thunderbolts. I heard multiple people mention the title card and a couple other people say they kind of were feeling the same way I was, that with some of the marketing that they were doing around Fantastic Four, they felt like they had a lot of confidence in Fantastic Four. That's how I've been feeling. Okay. I don't want to necessarily say just because I heard other people, I feel like I'm right. But the points that are getting, hearing them made me think, okay, I'm not the only one who thinks that. The fact that they have had a title card that says Fantastic Four, the IMAX, the countdown, that's Fantastic Four. They've put a lot into this, I think, for building hype for Fantastic Four. That's why I felt like it was kind of the bigger event of the year. But I think they've just pumped out Thunderbolts marketing because it's not as recognizable of a name as a lot of the other projects that they have. So I would stand by. I still think they are really leaning into Fantastic Four and pretty confident in it. Okay. You know what I heard? So I was actually talking to somebody today about it at work, and they made a good point. He was like, Marvel has basically spoiled every project they've had the last like 3 or 4 projects. Brave New World, Red Hulk. The entire movie's built on the fact that you're not supposed to. Trailer spoiled it. The Avengers Doomsday casting spoiled the fact that we knew all of these Thunderbolts were going to make it out except Taskmaster. And if this post-credit scene technically does spoil Fantastic Four, because we know something's going to have to happen. Now, we already knew that. But he was just saying, like, all of these things kind of give you an idea of what's going to happen in the film or in the next movie. And he was like, it didn't used to be that way. I was like, yeah, that is kind of valid. And then my next thought was, is that because Disney or Marvel's not as confident in their projects in this phase? Is that why they are doing that? Because they feel like, I need to do something extra to build the hype to get people in the seats.
With Brave New World, absolutely. I don't think it's an issue with Thunderbolts because its only our critique is because of how much people were like being crazy about it.
Yeah.
Don't spoil this. Let people experience this.
Mm-hmm. That's true, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Sure, it spoils the fact that we know that Fantastic Four, their universe is going, or they're like, people said that. Sure, maybe not. Maybe they leave their universe, or they go to another timeline like they did in Endgame.
Yeah.
And then they're going to return to their timeline with a way to beat Galactus. I have no idea.
Yeah.
We don't know. There's a lot we don't know. But we did know we did know this was another universe, and we did know it had to collide with ours somehow. We said this in the last episode.
Yes.
So it's not to me that different, but you are knocking on this door, and I do want to open it and talk about this because I did think about this week, or today actually. Mm-hmm. Trailers, yay or nay? Trailers show too much of movies.
Yeah, trailers absolutely show too much of movies.
Yeah.
You know a recent one I thought of? Sinners.
Okay. Yes. Haley Seinfeld's character being shown as a vampire in the trailer. Horrible mistake.
Horrible choice.
I
remember the first trailer, you don't get a real sense that there's vampires in this.
No.
You just think this is a unique, interesting period piece, and something's off. I remember feeling something is off,
they
but
show,
I have no idea what it is.
They show a little bit of vampires in the first trailer I saw.
Do they?
Yes.
Do they show Remick?
They show Remick, but I didn't know any of the context. Like, I didn't know, like, they did a good job hiding motivations, and I didn't know, like, it was going to start with Remick as a singular vampire.
Yeah.
I had none of that. It looked like a bunch of vampires kind of infiltrated this town from the first trailer. I'm more upset at Haley Seinfeld because that would have been a way. Like, I knew it sucked the whole time I'm watching her. I'm like, she's gonna die.
Yeah.
The whole time. The second she went outside, I said, I know how this is gonna end.
Yeah.
So
it is a shame because if you didn't know that going into the movie, yes, because she's such a likable like love interest. So when Haley Steinfeld does turn, it's like I already knew that was coming at some point. So that reveal is not that big.
Exactly.
I think the moment we would have seen her shoulder bite, we would have lost it. We would have been like, oh, shoot. Because it is kind of pitched that you don't know that.
No, you do. She needs to get let in. But you don't know that. But
I've watched it 3 times, and I thought about that. It's so subtle that you don't know. The first time I did not pick up on that.
I picked it up when he was asking to come in with the... But that's me.
I didn't.
So, sure.
And on my third watch, I was paying attention to it, and she's like, well, are you going to let me in? He's like, yeah, well, come on in, darling. It's so quick. He doesn't hesitate like the other ones do, so it feels almost like she's just being polite. She walks right in. I didn't notice it the first time, and I even still knew that she was going to be a vampire.
I'm so confused why I think you could take her scene out in the movies the same. Like, the trailer's the same.
I would have loved it just as much. I mean, I get that line in that moment, we're going to kill every last one. Like, it's cool. But I think it's not needed. And I do remember that. And because I remember watching the trailer and being like, I was like searching YouTube to see if other people thought that too. I was like, I feel like I just saw the movie. Like I feel like I know what characters are going bad.
It was a cool experience, but like the first time I saw her, I said, "Oh my gosh, she's out in the sun. How's she out in the sun?" I thought she was So,
oh, you know what other one? Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
The scene where he's banging his head against the door, they show that in the second trailer, and I thought, he's a vampire too. Yeah. Can you imagine if there was some scene where we did not know that, and there's the reveal that his twin brothers, like that would hit so hard because you like these characters so much. And I remember I was like, oh, the twin brothers are vampire. Haley Steinfeld's a vampire. I feel like I know the plot of the movie now, and they're just going to beat him. So I did feel that. Now, did it affect how I feel about the movie? Not at all.
Such a shame.
It is a shame. I do think trailers show too much.
Yeah. What else do we have?
We're going to talk about The Last of Us.
Did we have something about games or no? Was that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
GTA 6 trailer came out. Have you watched it?
I did.
What'd you think of it?
It's sexy.
Yeah, it is very sexy. Did you play GTA 5 at all?
The amount of butt grabs that happened in that
trailer. You're right. I mean, let's be honest. This franchise is meant to be very raunchy and very... It's the... GTA 5 is the Wolf of Wall Street of video games. No.
Sure.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand that game.
GTA 5?
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't know what to do.
What do you mean?
I couldn't do anything the whole time.
Why?
I blew all my money on hookers, dude.
Dude, you were going there. You were just trapped.
I know. I'm like, oh, now I can't buy anything.
I don't have enough cash for cool guns.
I couldn't continue the story. I needed $15 to do something, and I blew it all on the lot lizard.
Hey, honey. That's so funny.
No,
well, there's going to be plenty of this in GTA 6.
I never played it.
That's so funny.
But I'm trying to decide if I'll play 6 or not.
Yeah. I was not like a big GTA 5 guy. I wasn't allowed to play it, obviously, growing up. I did play it a little bit as an adult. And, like, it's fun because it's open world and you can do crazy stuff. But I didn't play, like, a lot of it, to be honest. I didn't, like, progress in the story very far.
I have an early memory of learning what GTA 5 was, and I am, but at the time I was a very sheltered, good Christian boy. And so I went into GameStop. My dad, I wanted to buy, I was not on the internet. We had an Xbox 360.
Yeah.
No, Xbox One. And I just had money, and I was like, I'm going to go get a new game. That's how I found Halo ODST that way, which was beautiful. And so I went in, and I was just looking, and I was asking the guy, I had all the confidence in the world, apparently he's a 13-year-old. I was asking the guy what I should play, and he was like, I'm clearly 13. I have a baby face. I'm very much 13 years old. No doubt about it. He recommends 2 games. He recommends The Witcher and GTA 5.
Oh, my. Wild Hunt?
Yeah. He said they both have boobs if you're into that. No joke.
No way.
No.
The GameStop rep told you that.
No joke. I said for one kid that you're a cool guy. For me, I just think you're crazy and weird.
Awful. That's so weird.
Yeah.
To tell to a 13-year-old boy.
I've not played either.
That's for the better. For the better. Holy cow. Those were 2 of the raunchiest games. He just picked the worst ones to just scar your little 13-year-old brain.
I know. I don't even remember. I think I bought Sniper Elite 4 or something like that.
Dang.
Which I think is rated M, so my dad must have come in and got it.
Yeah, probably.
That was that same guy. My dad came in and we were checking out, and he looked at my dad, and my dad was asking about something, and he's like, why would you pay? Here's what it was, because there's special editions and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's like, why would you pay $20 extra for a special edition game? And the guy goes, this right here, you know what this is? And it's the Witcher signet. And he's like, that's why. And all I can think is my dad played professional baseball, and he doesn't give a crap about
your Witcher pendant collectible that came in your collector's edition.
I know.
Oh, that's awful.
It was that day my dad sold my Xbox.
He said, no more, son.
He said, nope, I saw your future today.
Well, you're not working at GameStop, so good choice. That's wild.
Yeah, but if GameStop wants to sponsor,
I would love that.
No, just kidding. No, we don't want their money. Yeah, GTA 6.
It looks really good, though.
I agree. I'm not feeling like the community around it. I'm not a part of it.
Yeah,
because of people are like, oh, it's gotten delayed. I'm like, I never played the fifth one. I couldn't get past the first.
The fifth one is just level. Like one of the biggest games ever. Yeah. So like, I've heard a bunch of people say like GTA 6 is probably like the most anticipated game like of all time because they've been talking about it for GTA 5 came out when we were in like middle school. Yeah. So it's very hyped. I just thought the trailer looked like the graphics look insane. It looks really good. But what's funny is they released the trailer right after they delayed it till like next year. So I was like, that's a really fun way to like, we delayed it, but here's a pretty new trailer for you.
I'm pumped to see gameplay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It does look really good.
I'm indifferent. Did you have something else?
Yeah, because I was, I told you I was going to ask you about this. I think it was just because I was like flipping through GTA stuff, but do you know who Tim the Tatman is? You don't know who that gamer is? He's like a streamer. He streams with Ninja. Apparently he like lives in Destin or something. I don't know.
Oh, I do know who this is.
Do you know who that is? Yeah. He like streams like Warzone and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a buddy I work with. He said apparently he's like streams in Destin. Anyway, I was flipping through my TikTok and I saw him. And he was like in the clip he was asking, he was like, I don't know how old he is, but he was like, did we grow up, like, did we live in the golden age when, like, Halo 3 was coming out, Modern Warfare 2, what else did he talk about? Halo, Modern Warfare, COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, like, that era, he was like, is that the golden age? Like, will we ever touch that again? And I just want, like, you played some of those games. Like, do you feel like modern games touch that experience?
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Last of Us, Spider-Man 2, Elden Ring.
Oh, Elden Ring. We need to talk about something.
Okay. I mean, I think
God of War.
The God of War, the reboot of Call of Duty, the first Modern Warfare reboot, I think is excellent.
I think it's solid.
Excellent.
Yeah, I really do. I'm with you on that.
I think that captures it. I didn't play the new Halo, the big open world one. Was that fun? Dang, that's upsetting.
I mean, if you like elements of Halo, you're gonna have fun with it, but it just doesn't capture that experience that you have probably across like 1, 2, and 3 or Reach, or even 4. I would say. You know, people are kind of so on 4, but 4 still has that kind of experience. Halo Infinite is just a very different game. And like it's different in positive ways and negative ways. It doesn't have the same feel as past Halos, but it does have like unique new dynamics mechanics, like game mechanics that if you find fun, great. I was just kind of like meh on it, to be honest.
Also, I mean, like if I look at I would include like this golden era of games that you're talking about, like Battlefront. Put that in that conversation.
Absolutely.
Battlefront 2. Skyrim. Battlefront 2. They made it just like the OG Battlefront.
Yeah.
And people didn't like it,
which is so interesting.
So, and I'm sure there's other reasons. I'm not. Please let me know. I'm admitting to you I'm uneducated on it. So maybe there's other things, but I do think that is just a nostalgia thing, because Battlefront 2 was the source material.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So
I think there's a case for, like, at that time frame, the experience around video games and the hype around it was maybe at its best. But I think there's a lot of really good games now that I would either put over it or are on par with it, I would say. And maybe for him, I don't know how much he plays. I don't know a whole lot about him. I see his clips sometimes, but maybe he might have just been talking in context of like FPS, like shooters or whatever. Maybe he just means in general. I don't know for sure.
I mean, the OG.
I thought it was interesting because there is a lot of really good games that come out in that era. Like some of my favorites.
Yeah. The original Modern Warfare 2. I really like. That's my favorite Call of Duty.
That campaign is incredible.
The first two Black Ops are
great.
Stellar, or not in general, but the first two.
Yes, not all. Yeah.
Modern Warfare 3 is good.
Halo 3 is in that era. You're getting some of the Fallout, Skyrim games that are really good.
But do you think is that the love of those? So I'm just not. I've never been a big multiplayer person. I grew up. I played Call of Duty for the campaign because we didn't have like the multiplayer stuff.
Yeah.
So, my parents just didn't want us to do it
online.
Online stuff. So I played Call of Duty for the narrative. So I like Ghosts a lot.
Yeah,
Call of Duty Ghosts. That's fun. Behind Modern Warfare 2. That's my number 2.
Oh wow,
I really love that game. I love the story and I love the narrative. Do you think it's just more so now today the narrative video games are more at a forefront, maybe less so because of games like Fortnite and Warzone, that the multiplayer stuff is just gravitated to that, and so games aren't coming out with great narratives and multiplayer concepts like all the games you kind of just mentioned right there. So now all the games we just named that are amazing and we love are all narrative focused games. God of War, Spider-Man, Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Well, Elden Ring has a co-op aspect, but
I would not. Yeah. I know what you're saying, but yeah, I think so, because Warzone has no narrative. Fortnite has no narrative. Apex Legends has no narrative. They're all just multiplayer-focused games. Now Marvel Rivals, all multiplayer. There's no narrative in it whatsoever. So, yes, there are games like Marvel Rivals that does something new with multiplayer that's really fun. I say new. Overwatch did it. I want to be careful there. But does something fresh with it. That's a better way to put it. But, yeah, I think because those games like The Last of Us, like Elden Ring or whatever, are very narrative heavy and are executed really well, that's why those are at the forefront, because we've already got a lock. I mean, Call of Duty's going to be around for a long time. Fortnite's going to be around for a long time. They have such a monopoly on the multiplayer space in some ways that everybody's playing those over here, but then you hear this new game that comes out that's really incredible that everybody kind of gravitates toward and is super hyped because it's something different. So yeah, I would say probably narrative stuff is probably just more praised now because first-person shooters and multiplayers has been just done so heavily over the past, 15, 20 years.
Also, to think, in terms of Star Wars games, I think Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor are pretty on par with stuff like Force Unleashed.
On par?
They're just better narratively.
Yeah, I think they're a little...
it's fun to be... I like Starkiller more than Cal Kestis. Do not get me wrong.
Yeah.
But in terms of game, it's just... It's equally just as well made.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's got a great story. It adds to the world in an impactful way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and it's tying into the canon kind of nice right now with projects like Tales. So,
true.
I think, it's the same thing with movies. Quentin Tarantino was talking about movies aren't the same. They're not as good as they used to be. And I'm I just think that's the style of movie. I think we're just the storytelling's evolving. Movies are evolving. I think Sinners is fantastic.
Yeah.
I think, you're taking Interstellar out of that conversation at that point.
Yeah.
So.
Do you want to hear something funny?
Yeah. Elden Ring. Is this what this is?
Oh, no, I do want to talk about that.
All right.
But quickly, you mentioned Quentin Tarantino. My lovely fiance sent me a video today. Have you seen the clip of Quentin Tarantino?
From Dusk Till Dawn?
Talking about Top Gun.
No.
You have not seen that?
No, what is it?
There's a clip of Quentin Tarantino talking about how Top Gun is an allegory for Tom Cruise's sexuality between gay and heterosexual, and that the love interest is heterosexual, but all Rooster, Iceman, all of those are trying to pull him to be gay.
Goose,
yeah. Goose, Iceman are trying to pull him to be gay. And he points out specific lines. I'll have to send it to you. It's hilarious. He says, if you remember when he goes in to sleep with, I can't remember her name. What is her name? He doesn't. He leaves on the bike, and what does she do? She dresses up like a man. She says, "I'm going to pull him in." And then he points to the end of the movie. He says, and then at the end of the movie, he finally gives into the gay way. And he says, when Iceman looks at him and says, "You can ride my tail anytime," he says that's him giving himself over to his homosexual identity. And I thought, that's so out of left field. Who in the world thought that about the original Top Gun movie? And why in the world is it Quentin Tarantino?
You know how people comment on our videos, y'all just want to be different?
Yeah. That's a great point.
Okay.
Okay. Where did that come from?
Hot take. Quentin Tarantino is a B+ director. I think most of his movies are B+.
There's a couple A+.
Sure.
A couple A's.
Inglourious.
But most of them
Glorious,
are
Hateful
in the
Eight, and
the B's outweigh A's.
yeah.
That's fair.
Django.
That's fair.
Yeah, Django. Glorious.
Inglourious. Django is A.
And Hateful Eight. I love Hateful Eight. I think Hateful Eight's awesome.
It's been a while since I've watched it. I would probably only give it to Django and Inglourious at the moment. I can't remember the Hateful Eight that much.
Oh, that's the cabin one where they're all in the cabin.
Know. I watched it
Sam
once.
Jackson gives one of the best darn performances ever in that movie.
I do remember that one being really good, but that's fair. I think I would agree with that. I mean, I think he's an exciting director. Absolutely. I
think he's overhyped. For the film bro community, I think he's overhyped. I think they act like he's God. And it's like, Homeboy casted Salma Hayek to pour alcohol down her leg and casted yourself to put her foot in your mouth.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. He says some weird stuff.
I love that he has balls. I love that he has balls.
Yeah, good for him.
I love that.
It's unique.
I love that. I do. I will give him his flowers. He's got testicles. But Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I just didn't understand the hype around that at all.
I really liked it.
I understand the performances.
Yeah.
The people who won awards for their performances absolutely deserve them. But cool. I didn't feel like it was that great of a story.
I remember when it came out, I really liked it. People seemed conflicted, and it seems like people are coming around on it and now hailing it to be amazing.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
I don't think my feelings have changed. I don't think I hail it to be better than I already felt. So I probably would have given it, I'd have to watch it. I think I was probably sitting around a 7 or 8 out of 10 when I watched it. So, really good movie. I thought it was great. I don't have a huge desire to keep watching it, though. Or to rewatch it, per se.
Okay.
That's kind of fair. I think he is kind of a B+ director. I think he's one of the most exciting because he has potential for some really banger A's, but most of his projects are
He's
B's.
not more exciting than Ryan Coogler. Now, in my opinion.
He's got a better track record.
Maybe, but I think Sinners is as good as... I think Creed is just as good as... Creed 1 and 2 are probably just as good as any of the movies that aren't Django, Hateful Eight, and Inglourious. I'm missing one. There's one other one. But I don't think a lot of them... I don't think Pulp Fiction is this masterpiece. I like what it does.
Tarantino sits in the category of what a lot of people would consider to be classics.
Sure.
Pulp Fiction,
I think he continues...
Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill.
to make classics.
Absolutely.
He continues to make movies in his aesthetic, to his vibe, for his time. He continues to do it. Yeah. So, yeah, you're right.
And so that's why, I almost wince a little bit to say he's a B+, because I do think he's a top director. Because he delivers on all of his movies. I don't think I'm not the biggest fan of Kill Bill. I can see why people like them, but they're just not for me, I think. But he does deliver a lot of classics, so it's kind of hard to pit him against Ryan Coogler. You know what I mean? Because I think once Ryan Coogler maybe gets some more under his belt, I would probably have that conversation a little easier. But it's hard because Quentin's done a lot of original stuff. Ryan Coogler's done both franchise and original. Mostly franchise. I don't know. Okay. I don't think it's fair to pit them together. That's what I'll say.
Okay, I like that. Good point. All right, Last of Us.
Last of Us. Yes, we watched an episode.
Do you have anything to say about 3? I liked 3 a lot, personally. A lot of people complain about it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was cool.
I thought 3 was good.
Yeah, I think it's okay. Do you want to talk about 4? 3. I mean, they're just going to Seattle.
Feels like a transition.
Yeah, they're just going to Seattle. I think they do a good job with it.
We talked a little bit about.
I don't like that Tommy's not going to Seattle.
Yeah.
That we know of. No, not on here.
I think we did last week. I'm pretty sure we did because we ended up talking a lot more about The Last of Us than I thought we did. Am I losing it?
I don't think we did.
Because Joel.
No, because we saw Sinners last week, right?
We still talked about The Last of Us.
No, we didn't. Because we did a Thunderbolts review.
We talked about it the week before that.
And then you came over. No, because it came out last week.
You're losing it, man.
No, I'm not.
You're absolutely losing it.
You're insane.
We literally talked about it last week. We had a long conversation because I remember thinking, we always say we're not going to talk as long as we do, but we do. Go watch it.
We talked about Last of Us in the Thunderbolts episode?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about before that.
When? Episode 3 came out last week.
Then yeah, we did.
In Thunderbolts. If I go pull that Thunderbolts video up, we're going to see the Last of Us conversation.
I know we talked about it. Well, I'm not crazy.
Sunday, we talked about what? What came out Monday? Anything?
No.
No. Something came out Monday. What episode did we put up Monday?
We put up
Revenge of the Fifth, and we didn't talk about Last of Us there. You're wrong. We talked about 2.
I know.
Episode 2. We did not talk about 3 on camera.
We didn't at all?
No, because I never said on camera that I don't like that. No, because I would have clipped it. Because I would have clipped me saying that Tommy should be going to Seattle.
I could have sworn we talked about The Last of Us last week.
But I'm not gonna. So stupid. I'm not gonna hark on that at all. I whatever. He's not going to Last of Us. It's whatever.
He's not going to Seattle. Well,
Episode 4.
Yeah.
Isaac's cool.
Isaac is really cool.
That's the same actor that played him in the game.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that. That's really cool because I really like Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah. Another take. I love this person to death. He has absolutely made my childhood. I think he's great. I want him to have all the success in the world. But I am so sorry. Josh Peck, you cannot be in serious roles, bro. I cannot take anything serious when I see your face and voice. Bro, when I hear you talking, I think I'm watching a David Dobrik Vlog Squad video, and it drives me nuts.
I thought his scene was great.
I'm just kidding. He did a good job for his scene was good. I'm just messing around.
It is funny though because like especially in this one, he's just cursing up a storm, and I'm like,
literally
Josh,
himself.
You're so innocent.
He literally himself.
It's funny.
Yeah, I don't.
Audrey was like, Josh, what? Because she hasn't seen Oppenheimer, I don't think. I was like, yeah, that's my man.
Episode 3 or 4.
Episode 4. I like Jeffrey Wright a lot.
Yeah,
that's cool. That
I was not expecting to go head to head with that guy's pee-pee.
Bro,
like, dude,
that thing was hairy and out there. Brother, I was shocked.
Looked like a mushroom in shrubbery.
It was rough. And they lingered. They really lingered on that bad boy.
It's a great scene.
Do you think that was actually his, or do you think it was prosthetic?
Absolutely. I have no idea. It depends on that guy's vibe. If it's prosthetic, that means it's really small.
I'm just like, let's...
What's the difference? A prosthetic versus the real thing? Is that what you're about to say?
No. No.
It might be prosthetic because
I think it is prosthetic.
It might be.
I think it's comfort level for the actor.
Bro,
but I just remember being like, why is it stiff?
The freaking scene, dude, when he turns around and that guy holds his hand out.
Oh my gosh.
Love that.
Yeah. And then he shoots him.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Poor Audrey. Oh my gosh. That scene was brutal for her.
Right.
Because the man's wiener was out.
Well, you said that after I said the burn thing.
Oh, my bad.
That's what I thought.
I was just thinking back. I was like, that whole sequence. Audrey was just like, oh, what? What is? Why? She was like, why? Why?
I know. I was.
You were locked in, weren't you?
Dang it. Well, darn it! I gotta pause it now.
Dang.
Rewind. I didn't hear anything they said.
Don't look. I don't want you to compare.
Looking at this show versus the game, I don't know why they're taking things away from Ellie's character and giving them to Dina. I just don't understand it. They are making Dina like Ellie from the game, and I love Dina. I think Dina's great in this show, but I don't know why they're making out Ellie to be an idiot. Like, she doesn't know... Let's put it like this. Who seems more capable right now in Last of Us Episode 4? Who's the more capable one?
What do you mean by capable?
What, like, to survive in that world?
Oh, Ellie.
No. Why do you think Ellie? I'm talking about what you've seen this season.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It is Dina.
Yes.
Ellie with the freaking latch. Like on the whatever you call it. On the tank.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Makes you think Ellie wouldn't do that.
And Ellie should absolutely be the more capable one.
Yes.
And I don't want to hear people... well, she would be... Whatever. Dina is constantly helping Ellie out. And I like adding to Dina's character.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I think you can do both without subtracting from Bella Ramsey's stuff.
Yeah.
I like...
Because Ellie really should be the one kind of like pulling her along, like, I'll protect you, I'll take care of you. Because she is supposed to be the more capable one.
Well, she's the dad.
Yeah, you're right. She is the dad.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so I'm not a big fan of that, but I do love Dina.
Yeah.
So, but Dina feels like Ellie in some ways.
Mm-hmm. I see your point.
And so, I mean, all of her stuff is great, but it is kind of like, why are we making Ellie dumb?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, like, why is Ellie...
She's just making interesting choices.
Yeah, why does Ellie have to be the one... before somebody says, well, she's a whatever. Like, that's not... Read a book. I don't, like, what... Like, 3 weeks later, she's so angry she can't think strategically. I don't agree with you.
No, we're past that.
We're past that point. Okay? No, that's not it. Like, she should know... It should be Dina wanting to walk to the side, to the wolf building, and Ellie go, no, let's go at night.
Yeah.
That should be Ellie's
line.
Ellie should figure out the subway car scenario thing.
Yeah. It does make Ellie look a little differently. Do you feel like this episode affected how you look at Dina at all?
I love Dina.
You still really like Dina?
I love Dina.
I do too.
I love what they're doing with her.
She's
and I'm saying you don't have to take so much from Ellie to she's already beyond likable, way more likable than she is in the game. I feel like she's very much a force to be reckoned with before this episode.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've really felt like that.
Yeah.
But, looking back at 3, why doesn't Ellie know how to get from Wyoming to Seattle?
Yeah.
That's a shorter distance than they traveled in season 1.
Yeah.
So why is that weird to her? Like, that the supplies she would need. Like, she doesn't need to know that. She would know it. They did it already.
Yeah.
So, stuff like that. But I love Dina. I mean, Isabella Marcet is just killing it. And I am just continuously more and more excited for Hawk Girl. I think she's the next Florence Pugh. I mean, just going to be in everything, and I think she's great. Stellar. But I don't like that they're pulling from Ellie's character as much to give her more moments. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to ask you something. Do you feel like that's a conscious decision because they might be nervous that she can't carry the season on her own and they want to split it between them?
That's a good point. That's a great question because I've been nervous of that. And I've told you that. Like, I don't know how well Bella Ramsey can carry it. So it could be. I think maybe they see Isabel being such a strong actress that they want to be sure, and I think Bella Ramsey is a good actress as well, but I think maybe they're afraid with the absence of Joel, adding in Isabel and giving her a bit more kind of brings back that same kind of one-on-one dynamic. Different than the father-daughter, but brings that kind of equal playing field between them as, I guess you could say,
dad
like
and
love
mom.
interest, dad and mom, yeah. Bringing a child forth into this post-apocalyptic world. So I think that could be part of it. Oh, you know what? Have you seen the stuff about... well, I'm just going to tell you. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. I saw something I thought was really cool. She is in Alien Romulus. Isabel.
Yeah.
She's pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know you knew that. Do you know why she's pregnant in that? Freddy Alvarez, the director, played The Last of Us while he was writing that movie. And he got the inspiration for Isabel's character to be pregnant because of Dina.
That's awesome.
Isn't that sick? He said, I was playing The Last of Us while I wrote it, and that's what inspired me to do that. So for her to be playing Dina is incredible. He said it's such a crazy, like, full circle moment. I thought that's so sick.
Cool.
Because I think that's one of the most interesting parts of Alien Romulus. And for her to be playing that and this, I'm like, that's so sick. Like, that's so cool. I just thought that was a cool little thought there. Yeah. Good thought. But yeah, I think they could be trying to give her a little bit more just to kind of balance out Ellie a little bit, I think, and Bella Ramsey specifically. I could see that because she's doing such a great job. I think they probably just recognize that she's an incredible actress and they're trying to give her more. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but give her more, but don't take away.
Maybe they think they're giving her more and unintentionally taking away from Bella. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't think so because you're actively making Bella stupid.
Yeah, I mean, the choices are very interesting, especially in this episode, because it does make Ellie seem less capable. Yeah, I'll give you that point. Yeah.
Yeah, she went across the country with Joel. She's going to have picked up all the necessary skills that she's ever going to need.
I mean, she talks all the time about Joel taught me this, Joel taught me that. I mean, and Joel's probably the most capable person that we've met. So
yeah, she would
definitely know how to take care of herself.
We heard, I guess, I guess we heard the hottest words in the English language.
What is that?
I'm pregnant. Apparently that's an aphrodisiac, bro.
Just get you going.
I know.
I mean, what happened when... I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say that. What Sierra said.
Say what?
I'm pregnant.
Say what?
I'm pregnant. Did you get off me? You're sick. Do you want to be the dad?
To what?
My baby.
Why?
I'm just kidding.
You having a baby?
I'm pregnant. Wait, you try.
All right. I'm pregnant.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to be a dad.
You're going to be a dad?
Yeah.
Can I be the mom?
No.
Dang it. Oh, man. So that happened.
That was so... I mean...
Does that happen in the game?
Not that far, but yeah.
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 But does it like passionately quickly happen like that?
No. In the game, Dita's like, I'm pregnant. Ellie's like, what the F word? Like, how long have you known? Weeks ago. Are you freaking kidding me? We could have turned around. We could have this. Like, are you kid? Like, she's pissed.
Yeah.
So it's a change. It's you know.
So
to me, it's they're leaning into that. Like, all right, we're gonna kind of like take down Ellie's character a little bit, because that's a strong moment for a character Ellie wise to look at a love interest and be like, you have endangered everything. Yeah. Like you are a liability. Versus in that moment,
yeah,
Ellie's like, I'm gonna be a dad. It's just.
Can I pitch you why I think that's a good moment?
Yeah. No. And I am gonna say this. people are laughing at that line. I like it because it's
at the I'm pregnant.
No, at the I'm gonna be a dad line.
Oh.
Because that is the only parental figure she knows is Joel.
Yes.
So she wants to be a father figure.
Yes.
So I like that line.
I do too. So originally, I definitely felt like I didn't quite understand, like, going back to kind of the I'm pregnant, the passionate, like, I thought, whoa, this is really, like, interesting. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. And I'm not going to take credit for this, but I saw a video where Danny Mata, I think I've showed you him before, he was talking about the scene, and he was kind of explaining why he thought it was good, and I thought it was great. Because it differs from the game, you just talked about it, there is no I'm pregnant, and then they just passionately embrace. There's like some dialogue there. He was talking about that because he's played the games too. He said, I think the TV show works better, and I agree. Because he said what you see in that moment, that evening specifically, is Ellie saying, hey, I'm going to sit in the chair, watch me. If I twitch or if something happens, you can shoot me, but I'm not. I'm going to wake up normal. And then you see essentially Dina, if you think about it, Dina spends that whole night watching Ellie, wide awake, gun pointed on her, tears in her eyes, probably emotional, thinking through all of this. And when Ellie does finally wake up and she sees that she's okay, she's emotional, you see the tears. And when she realizes that, there's this relief. She says, I'm pregnant, because she knows she's going to be okay. Ellie's going to be okay. She's going to be there. This person that I love is going to be a part of my life. I'm pregnant. And then there's this passionate embrace because there's a relief. There's this, she's okay. I have all this built up emotion. That's why they passionately embrace. And I was like, oh, I think that makes sense to me. And I could see why I now kind of see, that does work as far as in the context of the show. I think that works.
Yeah, I don't think there's an issue with. I love the reasoning.
I've seen some other people saying, "Oh, it differs from the game. It doesn't make sense."
No, it makes perfect sense. It's just
I didn't
how it developed.
Agree with that. At first, I was kind of like, maybe. But when he said that, I was like, that's a great point. Her sitting through the night is a great point.
Yeah, for Dina.
For Dina, yes,
but not necessarily for Ellie.
Yes.
But I didn't have an issue with it when it happened.
Yeah.
But to that point...
I didn't have an issue. I was more just, like, confused, I guess. It took, like... Confused because it just felt a little forced, I guess, in that first watch. And then the more I thought about it, the better it got. And then when I watched that video that Danny did, I was like, oh, that's a really good point.
I think...
I get it now.
I think the context of... the knowing where they end up in the game helps you a lot.
I have no clue.
Comes to that. Yeah. That helps you come to that conclusion a lot faster.
Yeah.
Than it would just experiencing it. Because I kind of had that same thought pattern when it happened. I did find it. I'm like, well, Ellie's just rolling with it. She's not asking any questions. But why was she?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna say no. Wait. Let's talk about this.
Let's talk this out. She said, I'm going to metaphorically put another baby in you, but I can't.
Because
I'm gay. It is fun. Do you ever think about this when they do this with characters like this? Because they did this in Friends where they're like, we're going to raise our baby. Like, there's not a dad that would want to be in, I get it. They should have killed Jesse in the raid then. Because all I could think of is like, what about Jesse? I felt this way in Friends when Ross's ex-wife wanted to name their son the last name of her girlfriend. And I'm like, what?
That's so interesting. Yeah.
Like,
it's a different.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. The dynamic is interesting.
If he doesn't want to raise the kid and doesn't want to be in his life, sure. But at the same time, he didn't get a choice. You left him.
Yes.
So,
yes. It's funny because in this, they say, like, Ellie says, like, you, me, and Jesse, I guess, are raising this baby. Yeah. I was like, that's kind of funny that they acknowledge that.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool.
They do that in that episode?
Yeah,
they
she
say
says Jesse. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
You're good.
I thought they never mentioned him.
No, she definitely says, like, you, me, and Jesse, and, like, it is Jesse, right? And she's like, yeah. She should have said that specifically.
Okay.
It's right before she says the like. I'm gonna be a dad. I'm gonna be a dad.
I might have just omitted that when she said it.
Yeah.
I thought
it was funny.
I thought that line was so good, and people complained about it. But I don't know. I thought that line was great.
I didn't think about that till you said it. I didn't really care. I think you're right, though. I think that's a great point.
That line, Joel is her parental figure. She didn't have a mother figure, so she wants to be like Joel. She wants to be what Joel is for her.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's great.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's really good.
And I think it was meant to be funny in a way, too. Like, true to the character, there's meaning behind it, but it also is supposed to be a little funny. I was like, yeah, it's fine. But when you said that, I was like, that's a good point. Yeah, I think it makes sense.
Episode 5 is a get junk done episode, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah. This episode was brutal, I will say. There's some rough imagery in this one.
Do you know those are real bodies? Those are real people hanging from the ceiling.
No. What?
Yes, they're actors.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Isn't that intense?
Ugh. That makes it more eerie.
I know.
And they just put like prosthetic like entrails, I guess, on them. Ooh. That's terrifying.
Go them.
Yeah, for doing that.
It makes me want to play the game again.
It makes me want to play the game.
I came across, we should play the game on the Patreon.
Oh, that'd be cool. We should do that. That would be fun. You can't co-op it, can you?
No, but I'll sit there and watch you play it.
Yeah. Because I was talking to somebody at work about The Last of Us today, and he was saying like he really likes The Last of Us Part 2, and he was like, you should play the game. He was like, I know you're going to watch through it, but you should play the game. Like, I think you're going to love it. I was like, maybe I should.
Oh, there's nothing. The game is great.
Yeah.
But it's like the story, if the whole game hinges on you basically understanding Abby and kind of like understanding, and you just don't care. Like most people, you just like, Jerry John said it best. F that girl, she killed Joel. I don't care. Like, when he gave that review, it cracked me up so much. He's
funny.
Like, they want me to like Abby, but I was just like, F that girl, she killed Joel. I don't give a crap.
That's funny.
But yeah, no, it's cool stuff.
Episode 5, just from the little clip, like the trailer that they show at the end of it, it does look intense.
Yeah.
So I'm here for it.
Yeah, we should be getting a cool. Oh, this is the first time they're introducing spores as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which is already in the first game, because me and my brother were talking about that, and he's like, how are they going to do this specific moment without spores? And she's like, it's incredibly important. I was like, oh, you're right.
Yeah.
But they're doing it.
They're about to do it. Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, I will say, Audrey and I both were like, oh, shoot.
So, for sure.
I'm excited. I'm liking it.
Yeah.